sorry about the delay on my end. Oh, Paul, can you turn on the big lights? I just forgot. But I made a big mistake and emailed the captioner all the wrong links, the big ones. And so she was basically getting she was basically going to get set up to caption last week, which would not have been helpful for us. So, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Gaelynn Lea. In case you haven't ever been to a show of mine online before, what I do is I play a mix of some of my own original songs, some traditional fiddle tunes, and also I love to improv. So, if anyone has a request of a theme, I can improv on your theme. So I've done things like rain or pets or dragons, all sorts of things. And so if you think of an improv request, definitely ask it in the chat on the YouTube because I can see what you're saying on YouTube. And then I will gladly improvise for you. So I am really glad you're here. I see Bartek from England and Chris from England and Tim O'Neill from Staten Island and um, their name is Hey Hello from Camp Hill, California. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's 2 o'clock where I am in the afternoon on Sunday, and I think the first tune I'm going to do is called Let It Go. And it's not from the movie Frozen, it's a song that I wrote on my first CD early on. There's two versions of this. One is with The Murder of Crows, which is a band from Duluth with guitarist Alan Sparhawk, and I wrote that one very early on, so it's on a 2012 album. And then the next version is on my original or my solo album. I did a solo version of this one. So this is Let It Go. Oh yeah, my phone, if you want it, is over there in the basket, I think. I'm gonna get started. Here we go. Hmm. I don't know why that didn't work. Hold on a sec. I gotta figure this out. Hmm. Let me try it again. That's weird. Hold on. This is not good. Hey, Paul. My pedal is not working for some reason. The volume's on, so is there a cord loose somewhere? I mean, the pedal light's on. Hmm. Is this the right pedal cord coming from the red one? Where's that one go? Hmm. Okay, we're trying. Nope. Okay, so why don't I plug? Can you turn it down for a sec? The whole volume, and then unplug this cord and plug it into my amp. So weird. No, it's not working. Oh, okay. So what's the game like on my? Okay, we're doing some troubleshooting. Okay, something is up. I might switch looping pedals. Darn it. Poor you guys. Okay, hold on a second. We're gonna switch looping pedals. Unless I'm doing something wrong. Okay. Okay, I think we figured it out. Let me see. Can you try the volume again, or it's on again? For you guys. Okay, it just wasn't plugged in. My mom, there's a story of my mom from when she was younger with little kids. She called my aunt and said the vacuum cleaner's broken. What do I do? It's going to be expensive to fix it. And my aunt's like, "Are you sure it's plugged in?" And she's like, "Oh, no, it's not." So, anyways, now we're going to start on the tune Let It Go with a plugged in looping pedal. So, here we go. Can't believe that. Sorry, guys. When the smoke clears, when the dust settles, where do you go? Who do you know? When the damage is done and it blasts out the sun, to whom do you run? To whom do you run? Let yourself let it go. The urge to have, the need to know. Stay awake through the flow and let yourself let it go. Carry these wounds deep in your chest, too hard to release, and lay them to rest. When the bitterness creeps in, how do you keep it under control from robbing your soul? Let yourself let it go. The urge to have, the need to know. Stay awake through the flow and let yourself let it go. There you go. That is Let It Go, the non frozen version that I wrote back in 2012. Um, and I appreciate you hanging in there with me. I apologize for the silly technical error of not being fully plugged in all the way. I'm not a technological person, so it's kind of hilarious that in this point in time, especially after coronavirus, that everything I'm doing is involving technology, like literally every part of my career now. So it's forcing me to grow in different ways, or attempt to grow, sometimes unsuccessfully, I guess. And so I appreciate you hanging in there with me. So the next tune I'm going to do is a fiddle tune called South Wind. But I kind of wanted to check in and see how everybody's doing. There's a bit of a delay on YouTube, of course, so while I'm playing Southwind, maybe send me an update of what's new in your life, because I love to check in with you, especially some of you are regulars here, so it's nice to hear what's new. Um, what's new for us is I don't think I told you guys this, I think I forgot, but we um, made mead, as I've mentioned before, which is a honey wine, and you put like fruit and spices in it and stuff, and all seemed to be going well. We decided just for fun to try the first bottle of it, even though it really wasn't as long as it should have been aging. But we opened it up and it was perfect. It was a little bit bubbly, a little effervescent. It had like a really good flavor. And I was so proud of myself for making this. And I was like, man, I'm a master of mead already. That's crazy. It's only my first time, right? But then, so the next day, we're like, well, we should maybe open another bottle, like, try it out, see if it's just as good. Well, that one, I made a cardinal sin where when you first put the meat in, you put it in with fruit and spices, and then so that the fruit doesn't get all rotted, you put it in a clean jar and let it sit for a little bit longer with an airlock before you put it into the bottles, because all of the sugars got to be uh, eaten up or whatever, so that it doesn't keep making carbon dioxide and eventually explode. Well, you were supposed to do that part for 6 weeks, but after 2 weeks, I didn't see any other bubbles, and I had used less honey than you're supposed to, so I figured it was just done bubbling. Well, the second bottle of mead that we opened up basically just turned into a geyser. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. It just shot all the way up to the ceiling and sprayed on every surface in our kitchen and on top of me and Paul. And so we were like, oh, that's why you wait for 6 weeks. That's exactly why, because I basically had been carbonating with no place to go for, however long, a month and a half in that bottle. And so we had to clean up like every single square inch of our kitchen. By we, I mean mostly Paul, unfortunately. It was terrible. It was also really funny, but also very bad. So don't do that. If you are going to bottle any kind of sweet honey wine, you have got to wait 6 weeks. You have to let it just get all the sugars out before you put it in your bottles. Otherwise, when you open them, you're going to have to clean your entire kitchen top to bottom. So let me know. So that is my update. Let me know what your recent news is, if you have any. And I am going to play South Wind, which is a traditional Irish fiddle tune using the looping pedal. I'm assuming that most of you know this by now if you're here, but I use a looping pedal, which is a recording device in my wheelchair, and I push the left button down, and when I'm holding the button down, it's recording what I play, and then when I let go of the button, it loops it back again and again and again, and so that is sort of how I make all these layers of sound, and it's all done live, so as you saw, sometimes things go wrong at the beginning of the show, and so it's just that's kind of how it works out. So this is South Wind. Oh, I'm so excited to see that Bartek already commented that he had that happen to him with his rhubarb wine last year. I knew that that was uh, a risk, but I didn't know just how much mead would end up in every surface. We had to like wash all our dishes. It got into our cupboards. It was ridiculous. So here we go. And my mom is here. So hi, mom. I'm glad you're here. go. That is South Wind. I really like waltzes. So they're like the prettiest of the fiddle tunes, obviously, or at least to me they are. So they're just nice little lullaby kind of feeling tunes, and that's one of my favorite ones. So thank you so much for listening. Trying to see if there are. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I am going to play Someday Will Linger in the Sun. But while I play this piece, if anyone has a request for an improvisation, think of like something that you would like to hear me envision in my mind and then play the musical equivalent. Write it in the comments during this next song, Someday Will Linger in the Sun, and I will come up with my version of, um, whatever it is that you ask for. And then I'm going to do another piece, and we might have to cut it a little short today because I started so late because I messed up the captioner by sending her the wrong links, which is too bad. I got to get used to this. As you all maybe know or maybe don't know, I am committing to doing all of my shows online with captioning. And then when I go back on the road, I think I'm also going to try to find a way to provide captions because it's just important to me to make things accessible to people who are deaf or hard of hearing or maybe just need the words to be able to understand it better. Like if English isn't your first language, I just want people to really understand what is happening during the shows and feel like they can enjoy it as much as anyone else. So that's why I'm doing the captionings. And in order to afford that, I've been using Patreon as a way to fund that. So Patreon is this monthly donation that people make, kind of like public radio, where they can donate a little bit or whatever they can afford or want to do, and all the way down from $1 all the way up to whatever people want. And those donations are helping me fund for the captions. So I don't want to keep her too long because technically we're only supposed to be on here an hour. So I will play a few more. So I'm going to do Someday Will Linger in the Sun, an improvisation, and then I am going to end with a medley. So I am really excited to see all of you here. Sophia Roberts is here. She's an amazing woman from Buffalo, New York. Who runs an organization that is for self-advocates, and some of them anyways, have developmental disabilities, and it's a really good organization to just kind of build up the concept of disability pride and advocacy. So I am gonna do, so I'm gonna do Someday Will Linger in the Sun right now. Argos, a complex vintage wine, all ragged leaves and lemon rinds. I'd spit you out, but now you're mine. We bit the fruit, it's seemed a lie. I'll never know which way was right. Now side by side we face the night, and I love you, and I love you. We walked the pier and back again. It was the most scared I've ever been. You held my hand until the end, and I love you, and I love you. Don't tell me we've got time. The subtle thief of life, it slips away when we pay no mind. We pulled the weeds out till the dawn, nearly too tired to carry on. Someday we'll linger in the sun, and I love you, and I love you, and I love you, and I love you. Okay, there you go. That is Someday Will Linger in the Sun. That's the song that I entered into the Tiny Desk contest way back in 2016. So that is probably the most listened to song that I've written. Of all of them, I assume that's probably the one most people have heard. But I figured I'd do it this week because I haven't done it in a few weeks. So, the so yeah. So what I was gonna say is, if anyone has any requests for what to listen, what they want to hear me improv, this would be a good time to request it. Um, if you have any ideas of what you want to hear. And trying to think. Oh yeah, and then the Bartek, I saw him comment that he was hoping next week I could have Dave Mailing on and we could do Big Time Sadness, which is his song. And then Metsukukia. Well, Bartek, I already had planned on doing Metsukukia tonight, so you will be listening to that one today. But I will be trying to get Dave Mailing back on here. I let him choose the songs he wanted to do, and he didn't. Did he pick Big Time Sadness? Yeah, I thought he played it last time. But Bartek, you should go look at it in case you missed it. Dave was on recently, and I thought he played Big Time Sadness. But it's a beautiful song. I love that one. But I'm hoping to have different guests more often. So I've figured out how to do special guests on here, and I'm gonna try to make a little thing where I invite people to sign up for a week that they want, and maybe have like a whole month worth of guests filled out and in advance. So anyway, so thank you so much for listening. Let's see. Check in. You know when you get up at sunrise and you go to the garden and everything is fresh with dew. The sun peeks in through the trees. You pick a leaf of basil and smell it. Play that. Ooh, I love that idea. James, I'm going to do that suggestion. So thank you for suggesting that. Sophia agrees that that's a great suggestion. So this is, ooh, I'm so excited. I'm going to do an improv about the garden in the morning, fresh with dew. Now, I will admit but that's not the time of day you will ever find me in a garden. I do not wake up early. I should get up on a matter of principle to see sunrises once in a while because we live right by Lake Superior and the sun always comes up over Lake Superior. But so does the moon, and so I'm more of a moonrise girl. But I will play what I imagine sunrises would look like. So here we go. Oh, whoops, not that. I gotta turn that off. There you go. I was picturing a little like rooftop garden, and the sun was coming up, and there were lots and lots of plants, including herbs, and that is what I envisioned. So I hope that that fits with your vision of a sunrise garden. The little rays coming in, whatever sunrise sounds like to you. That's what it sounds like to me in a garden. So, thank you for listening. I will do birdsong next week. I see some requests for it in the chat. With the captions, I try to get the captioner the lyrics of the songs that I'm going to sing ahead of time. So I promise I will do it next Sunday afternoon. I will include birdsong on the list. I will see what I can do about Dave Bartek. I don't know if it'll be next week, but next time he does it, I'll make sure he sings Big Time Sadness. Although I think he may have actually done that the last time he was on my show. So if you look through the archive and you find Dave Mailing recently, it's listed in the title with special guest Dave Mailing. I think you can go back and hear that tune because it's a good one. So yeah, I'm going to do one more song before we have to head out for today. This is a medley of two pieces of mine. It is Breathe, You Are Alive, which is a poem that I haven't done in a really long time, but I wanted to bring it back. I haven't done it at any of these live shows, I don't think, or maybe only the very first week. And then it's going to go into Metsikukia, which is a traditional Finnish tune that I do love playing with Dave. So whenever Dave and I get to play together in person again, I'll make sure whenever that day is, whenever it's safe to be around each other, I'll make sure we get to do Metsikukia. So, thank you for listening. We have one more tune, Breathe, You Are Alive, mixed with Metsikukia. And then I will be back next Sunday. Please tell your friends and your family and your coworkers that I do this every single week, and I'm planning to do it through the end of the year and into next year, probably, most likely. So I will be around for a long time doing these live shows, building up a little archive online for people to go back and hear if they're bored, and also just to connect with you guys because we're home all the time. We get outside, of course, but we're not doing any indoor visiting, so it's fun to have people in my living room with me hanging out. So here we go. This is Breathe, You Are Alive, mixed with Metsikukia. Breathe. You are alive. Stillness is not the enemy. It's the only balm. It is the spark that wakes you up. Remember who you are. Who are you? Are you what you do? How you perform? Different acts every hour. Are you burning, brilliant, beautiful? Or are your fires uncontrolled, pulled in every direction? Can you admit you may be tired, exhausted even? Are you your fears, your wants, your needs? Are you the good and the bad words you use to describe yourself? Some of the time, at least. Are you your inconsistencies? Are you afraid to look at yourself? Afraid to remember? We make ourselves up, put ourselves out there as works of art, as entertaining shows for the world to see, to judge, to notice. Well, you are a work of art, but it's not how you think. It's in your eyes when you laugh, when you cry, when you smile, when you're angry. You can't hide it. It leaks out in flashes across your face. Your soul bursts through in moments of true tenderness, when the empathy just kind of swells up from nowhere, from very deep. You are in there. Divine. Why are we so afraid of it? Why do we try to bury it alive in schedules and important deadlines and hurrying? We have let too much in, crowded ourselves out, forgotten our purpose, forgotten to show up. Pause. Sit with yourself. Sit with a neighbor. Sit with me. And notice when you are quiet how the divine whispers. Notice all things. Just be in the present for a moment. And remember to breathe, love, for you are alive. you go, everybody. That is Metsikukia, which is a very old traditional Finnish fiddle tune. I'm from northern Minnesota, and there are a lot of Finnish people who immigrated over here, and so their music has made its way in to the culture, and that is one of the tunes that I just fell in love with the first time I heard it. Metsikukia. The beginning was my poem, Breathe, You Are Alive. So I just want to say thank you again for spending the day with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you to the captioner, Joanna, for taking the time to work with me and for helping me get my technical difficulties sorted out at the beginning. If you'd like to support these shows, you can either, feel free to leave a tip at the links in the description or join the Patreon, which will help fund all of the captioning that's going to be happening. I really miss seeing some of you guys in person, but I'm grateful to see you online now and to talk to you. So again, it means a lot that you come join me every Sunday, and I really hope to see you next week at 2 p.m. Central Time, United States, noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and 8 p.m. in the UK. Thank you again, and have a wonderful week. I will be back on Sunday, August 30th. So thank you. Cool. Say hello if you're heading out. Yeah, thank you very much. Cool. I'll try to, yeah, we're going to end it. See you guys soon.